Please do.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please, you are Rupali Sharma.
Yes, sir.
Please take a seat. Rupali, could we have a brief introduction, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm Rupali Surana. I belong to Byawar, which is recently made district in Rajasthan. I did my graduation from Miranda House in 2017 and my post-graduation from MDSU University in Rajasthan in 2022. My hobbies are working out and budget traveling, and recently I also started working with my father in his business.
What is that business?
Sir, he is a manufacturer of PCC poles, which is used for the electrification purpose.
Right. What attracts you to the civil services?
Sir, this is my childhood dream to work in the administration, and I always wanted to work in the policy making, so that any change which I could bring for the society or for the community, that attracts me more for the civil services.
So you had your education in Miranda House.
Yes, sir.
When was this set up and by whom, and why was it called Miranda?
Yes. Sir, it is set up in 1948 by sir, I'm not able to remember the name. The first name I'm not able to remember. It is lawyers, and it is named Miranda because it is named after his daughter, who was also named as Miranda, and it is based on one Shakespeare motivational play, which main character also called Miranda, which is a very fearful woman, and that's why it is named Miranda.
You're missing out one more reason. There were three reasons. You mentioned two. Third reason? Favorite actress was?
Okay, sorry, sir.
Carmen Miranda.
Sorry.
The founder's favorite actress. Okay.
Thanks so much for that.
Now, tell me, have you heard of this mission Karma Yogi?
Yes, sir.
What is this mission Karma Yogi all about?
So, Mission Karma Yogi is about making the bureaucracy more aligned to the realistic demand which we required in the present times. It is about the role and the rule-based bureaucracy, where the new bureaucrats will be trained with the contemporary requirements, and they will be more aware about the society.
So, it has 6 pillars. Are you aware of those pillars?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall it right now.
Okay, no issues. Now, have you heard of the theory of the separation of powers?
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about it.
So, separation of power power theory is given by the Montesquieu, which believes that there is a requirement of separate institutions like legislative, executive and judiciary for the efficient working of a system, and if any institution have only one body which governs all these legislature, executive and judiciary, then it will become very difficult for us to have a modern state which rule according to the rule of law.
Rule of law, my final question.
Yes, sir.
What does the rule of law stand for? There are 3 basic elements of the rule of law. Can you just tell me about those?
Yes, sir. So, rule of law is given by the A.V. Desai, and he believes that a rule of law means like no other institution is above the law and everybody is equivalent in the eye of law. If anyone have breached the law, then he would be punished according to the law led by the parliament or the constitution, but nobody will be punished unless there is a violation of rule of law.
Anything else? Anyway, we'll come to it during the feedback. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Rupali, you come from Rajasthan, beautiful. Why do we call it Rangilo Rajasthan?
So, because Rajasthan has many colors, starting from his food, from his dressing style, also from the places that you can visit in Rajasthan. It has a very diversity, so it's called the Rangilo Rajasthan.
Rangilo Rajasthan, all right. Okay. You are interested in international relations, that's your subject.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me why our neighbor, the Bhutan is going through economic crisis?
So, can I have a educative guess, because right now I'm not aware about the
All right,
Bhutan
please
and
do
its
that.
economic crisis. But so Bhutan is a very small country, and it's basically dependent upon its natural resources. So far, we know that Bhutan is able to become the very popular state in terms of its human rights development, and in terms of the organic agriculture. But Bhutan is not able to expand its economy in other dimensions. So, because of restricting economy, it may have faced the economic crisis.
And how do they measure their GDP? Happiness. What is happiness quotient?
Gross happiness
Yeah.
index.
What is that?
So they measure the gross happiness index on the living standards or the other criterias than the HDI. Like they prefer how the health of the people, how the education is there, how much happy they are in terms of like their living standards or the housing, etc. And more, sir, I don't know about the exact indicators.
You are aware of the problem in Red Sea right now?
Yes, sir.
So the main two choke points
Yes, sir.
are the trade is diverted from there. Cargo is diverted and affecting Suez Canal also, right? Suez Canal, the Egypt is seeing a decline in its income because of the current situation in Red Sea.
Yes, sir.
Why is Egypt silent on the whole issue?
Sorry, sir, I need to follow more on this. I'm not aware about the current situation.
Okay. European Union
Yes, sir.
is heavily invested in Israel and Palestine, or Hamas, Israel and Palestine. So, what is their take on the whole issue? How would they like it to be resolved?
Sir, as the European Union model is based on the peace and development, they wanted Israel to go with the to stop the war and continue with the dialogue and diplomacy policy with the Hamas, because having so long civil war will not result into any economic benefit for any part of the country. So they wanted it to be stopped as soon as possible.
Mera last question to you. Okay. You are a fitness enthusiast, right? What do you do?
Sir, I do workout, which includes the 3 components like cardio training, strength training, and the yoga.
Any particular thing that you do in cardio training?
Yes, sir. Sir, I prefer the high intensity impact workout,
Okay.
which is, sir, can I explain more on it?
No, that's fine. I can understand that. Okay. What do you mean by how is budget traveling different from backpacking?
Sir, in budget traveling, we ensure the whole itinerary is well planned in terms of expenditure and in terms of the experience that we will be having there.
Where did you travel last?
So recently I traveled after the mains exam and I traveled to Bali.
To Bali on a budget.
Yes, sir, on budgeted trip.
So, what is the advertised per day rate for a day's visit to Bali?
Sir,
And how much did you spend against that?
Yes, sir. In terms of Indian rupees, we expend around 2,500 daily on a budgeted trip in Bali, and excluding the traveling from international travel like from India to Bali, on whole we took daily the commutation from the local taxis, or we hire some scooty there. So we travel all the Bali from our side.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Welcome, Rupali. Miranda. Have you heard of Miranda warning? Have you heard? You might be seeing some news, movies from US movies on Netflix and all.
Yes, sir.
And when they catch a person, the crime, police catches a thief or somebody, then they immediately tell them something. You have right to remain silent and used
Yes,
against
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen that?
Yes, sir.
But in India, the police don't say anything. They just catch a person and take away. They don't say.
No, sir. I don't think so. They catch a person and they take away. Maybe
but
they.
in India, they don't give the warning. Have you seen the police giving warning in any Indian movie or any Indian DL?
No, sir.
Why? What's the difference between our laws and their laws?
So maybe the people in India are not that much well aware, like the American peoples that we see. They always plead the Fifth Amendment also.
There
Whenever.
is something in the law. We don't have Miranda law. Why should we don't have that Miranda warning law? No idea.
No idea, sir. Sorry,
Okay,
sir.
budget traveling you were talking. Suppose I want to visit Switzerland for 10 days with the budget of 50,000. How you will plan by?
So first we need to ensure the early ticket booking of Switzerland.
Ticket, leave side ticket. Only
Okay,
living
only the
expensive. Ticket is
50,000.
very expensive.
Yes, sir. Tickets are very expensive there. So we can file a good deal on the Agoda website where we can compare the different hotels and how the pricing and the breakfast menu also, which is I guess if you are a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, we can balance that out also there. Then sir, we can plan the Switzerland. We have a one pass in Switzerland, which is useful for traveling all across the Switzerland as well as for the Europe. So if we book that pass early, then that will also save in our daily commutation. And lastly, sir, we have various Indian chains in Switzerland. So for the food, for saving on our expenses on food, we can manage that also.
There is a very good hostel system there. So
Yes,
that is
sir.
the- okay, anyhow. See, now there was a news that people are shying away from smartphones. After having seen all the benefits of smartphone, people are shifting back to the feature phone. What can be the reason of that?
So much distraction on the smartphone attracts a student like us also to go back to the feature phone so that we can focus on our studies more rather than just scrolling down on the internet like Instagram or the WhatsApp, anything. Secondly, sir, the smartphones, we have this assumption that whatever we are saying right now is being recorded or being heard by the smartphones, and the pop-up advertisement has been increasing in the recent past. So for many people who have privacy issues or who are well aware about their situation, then they don't prefer to have a smartphones and they prefer the.
See, that is statement, if you get something free, then you are the product.
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of that?
So if something that is attracting you so much and you are get attracted, like for Instagram, you are getting the free Instagram stories there, you are getting the free publicity, the likability, then you yourself are selling yourself on the portal. So you are the product, not the Instagram is a product that you are using.
Okay. Have you heard of Jan Vishwas bill?
Yes, sir.
What is Jan Vishwas bill?
I'm sorry, so I'm not able to recall it right now.
Okay. What is the per capita income of the country?
I don't know the exact figures.
What is the tax to GDP ratio?
Tax to GDP ratio, it's around approximately 2% or 3%
2%.
for the income tax, for the direct tax.
No, tax to GDP. And then
I'm sorry, sir.
what's the tax base? Okay, what's the tax base of a country? Tax base, you understand tax base?
Yes, sir.
What is the tax base? That is, you answered earlier, 2% people paying taxes. That is the
Yes,
2% percentage of people paying direct taxes. How many?
uh,
No idea. Okay,
not
thank
one,
you.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Do your parents do the same business, or are they self-employed differently?
No, sir, they do the same business.
Now, your DAP, certain peculiar features about your DAP have given me enough ammunition. One, your picture is different in both the DAPs, not so important. What I find surprising is the spelling of your name in the DAPs is different.
Yes, sir.
Why?
So my spelling is changed in 10th standard. It is ROOPALI, And this the DAF one which I have given you, this is from the 2021 year. I have given one interview in 2021, and
So-
that's what this year they have changed. They have provided us the option to provide both the spellings that have changed or which
And
was the-
in one DAF, the income of your parents is very specific.
yes.
And in one, it is very sort of in round figures. Why?
Yes. Yes, sir. So earlier the DAF that I have given to you, that is very much specific income, and now this time it is the round figure one.
Why?
And I prefer, I generally suggest this thing because when I ask my father what is the annual income of you and mother right now, so then he gave me the same figure that I have wrote. So I don't know exactly what is the reason why that was very specific.
All right. Uh, what's the difference between human rights and civil rights?
So civil rights are the rights which is provided by the country in the constitution, and every citizen of a country have the same rights, and the human rights are
Do civil rights have to be necessarily provided by the constitution?
yes sir,
All
I
right.
believe.
What are the civil rights in our constitution?
So the civil rights that we have are the right to equality, right to freedom, right to constitutional safeguards.
All right. What's the difference between human right and a natural right?
So natural rights are the theory provided during the time of social contract theory evaluation, and these are the rights considered which we have in the state of law, state of nature, like the right to property, right to life, and the right to liberty, which is very essential for anybody to exercise the
Are
other rights.
natural rights available to non-human forms of life?
No sir.
No. Are you sure?
Sir, as per I know, the state of nature itself deals with the humans, so the natural
All right.
rights.
Let me reframe the question. Do non-human forms of life have rights?
Yes sir.
What kind?
So we have like the animals in our country has a right of the right to life, and we also have the PETA organization, the animal welfare organization, who are
So
continuously
then why do we
fighting.
kill animals and eat them if they have a right to life?
So the right to life of human being and the right to life of animals are very
Nicely.
contentious issues right now. So I think the human rights are the rights which are provided to the human being, and they have a edge over the right to of the animal rights, and that's why we still continue to have the meat and consume the meat and kill the animals. But it is not in such a line, sir, that we can continuously have a mass slaughtering of the animals.
Why?
So
What's the
we-
difference between killing one, two animals and killing multiple animals?
So the animals that we slaughter for the meat are different from the animals that have the protection under the
so
constitution.
some animals have a bigger right to life and some animals have a lesser right to life.
No, sir.
That's what you said.
No, sir.
Then-
Sorry, sir. I need to reframe my statement.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Rupali, you studied MA from Maharishi Dayanand Saraswati.
Yes, sir.
What was the famous slogan of Dayanand Saraswati?
Indians for the Indians.
And go back to?
Go back to Vedas.
Okay, should we? There's this whole entire scenario of going, history should be rewritten, earlier times were good, this thing is there, no? So should we go back to Vedas?
So we can adapt some of the good things in the Vedic lifestyle. For example, in the Rig Vedic period, we have a equality among both men and women. They have the right to contribute to the Sabha Samitis, and so we can adapt some forms of the Vedic life. But in the later Vedic period, as we see, the Vedas itself become monopolized by the priest and the Brahmic knowledge. Then this can be avoided. So going back to the Vedas in the purest form can be adopted right now.
Okay, he founded this Arya Samaj.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Arya Samaj is a successful mission or it failed?
So I think it is a successful mission because the underlying idea of Arya Samaj is to promote equality in the society. They promote education. Many places we have seen the opening of the DAV schools, DAV colleges. Secondly, sir, they also provide the intercaste marriages. They want to erode the caste system. So this has been successful in its goal. And still now we have seen the Arya Samaj have a very big dominating community in our country.
Okay, what was the practical social impact of this Shuddhi movement?
So the Shuddhi movement was started against the conversion. So they wanted the people to live as a Hindu or the Aryans rather than being converted to any other sect for some money or from another inequality. Like they started preaching the Christianity was there that time. They started the Shuddhi movement against the Christianity, Islams, their conversion to some other thing that is not been accepted by the Arya Samajas. So the social impact is very mixed one. They have encounter to the Shuddhi movement. We have another movement started in the Muslim community. They are very conflicting situation was there, but over the period of time, the Shuddhi movement again focuses on our going back to the Vedic times and our own religion that we have adopted and its core values.
Okay, you are a student of PSIR.
Yes, sir.
Why do we still study old ancient political thinkers like Plato and all?
Sir, as Plato and Aristotle are considered as the footnotes of political science, their ideologies are still relevant in our society. For example, if we see the education policies that India has adopted, it is largely based on the Plato's education system, which focuses on the early education learning and to the vocational learning also, and it focuses on the philosophy of a ruler that we should adopt. So these ideas are still relevant to the present times. That's why we try to study and try to analyze what are the issues that we are currently facing and what we need to change in our society.
Okay, my last question. You are fond of traveling.
Yes, sir.
Are these cargo trucks allowed to carry passengers?
No, sir, I don't think so.
But we see a trend in Punjab and Haryana, no? Like a lot of, even in Rajasthan,
Yes,
I have
sir.
seen that.
Yes, sir. So they carry those people who cannot afford the huge amount of money for the buses and for the trains. So they carry people on a daily basis. They commute on a daily basis, and mainly these are the daily wagers who try to go from one area to another area for the occupation.
Okay, thank you, Rupali.
This will be your first interview, right?
No,
before,
sir.
Before UPSC?
This is my second interview.
Second. The first time, how many marks did you get?
168.
158.
168.
168. And you missed the call by how many marks?
Sir, 7 marks.
7 marks. So that is unfortunate. So let's hope that this time you are able to. How did your mains go?
Sir, I'm assuming it is good because from the last time that was my first mains and I was not that much well prepared, but still I got good marks in mains. So this time I practiced more in the mains. So I'm expecting it to be good.
Good. So you have a lot of time. You'll need to put this to good use because you're a very promising candidate. You need to build up your strengths.
Yes, sir.
So of course you've been there, you've had the experience of the interview board, so some of this you would already know. But the main thing is that it's not a test of knowledge as such. They are looking at your personality and they are trying to assess whether you have officer-like traits.
Yes,
So
sir.
integrity is very important. If you don't know, you don't know. Don't say yes and then back out.
Yes,
For instance, you were asked about Jan Vishwas bill
yes, sir.
and you said yes, and then when he said, okay, tell me something about it, then you thought for some time and then you said, I don't know anything.
Yes, sir.
So be frank. I mean, it's not a crime if you don't know. There's so many things which you're not expected to know everything. No one knows everything.
Yes.
What I would suggest is that in the time which is remaining, prior to that, let me just tell you what they are looking for. What are the panelists looking for? They are looking for integrity. So don't bluff, don't guess. They are looking for conceptual clarity. They are looking for balanced opinions. They are looking for logical thinking. They are looking for lucid exposition. They are looking to see how self-confident you are. and they're looking for awareness of yourself, your district, states, nation, the world. So take something like 100 to 120 of these A4 size sheets. Questions are largely going to come from 3 or 4 areas. They'll come from your DAF, current affairs, and your subject. Build up a question bank. After that, on each topic, do a detailed study and come to grips with every aspect of the topic. And then reduce it to 4 or 5 bullet points in order of priority. At the moment, what is coming across is that your answers are not making that impact that they should because they are not complete. You need some water?
Yes, sir.
So I'll give you an instance. I asked you about Miranda House.
Yes.
Now, if you just open Google and you type Miranda House Wiki, in the very first page you'll get the answer to all these questions that I talked about. And if you made your bullet points, then you'll nail the answer. But as of now, you're getting 2/3 right.
Yes, sir.
You get the point. Similarly, in questions like Mission Karm Yogi, there will be the main question and then there might be follow-up questions. That is why I said you have to come to grips completely. So what are those 6 pillars? Policy framework, institutional framework. So that way, you'll be able to get the 6, then you can just score it off when the answer, you're giving the answer. Otherwise, you come across as a very pleasant personality, you have articulation skills, everything is in your favor, right? So just build on these strengths and I'm quite sure that this time you will be in the list of successful candidates.
Thank you so much, sir.
Best of luck.
Best of luck. You'll do well.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
और एक क्वेश्चन नहीं आए तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
सर
All right.
ये सर मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था सर.
Go
इफ अगेन एंड अगेन आई एम सेइंग सॉरी सर, सॉरी सर, सॉरी सर.
No problem.
मैंने 7 बार बोला था चेयरमैन को. Luckily I said no, I would have not passed.
No negative for that.
Instead of making a wild guess, it's better to accept ignorance.
Okay.
Right?
And instead of saying I know and then further you saying I don't
Yes,
know.
sir.
And what we are looking at for is moral and intellectual honesty, integrity in the candidate. So that reaffirms your integrity
Yes, sir.
when you say no.
Nobody is supposed to know everything. Interviewer member immediately move to next question. He has so many questions with him. So it doesn't matter.
और एक क्वेश्चन नहीं होने से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है उससे. Let it not bog you down. As he said कि इन्होंने 7 बार बोला and he got into IAS.
Yes.
ठीक है? So keep that thing in mind. Okay?
Yes.
All the
Thank you
best.
so much, sir.
All the best.
Performance under pressure, very important. So don't let it rattle you, don't let it prey on your mind. Okay, I was not able to give the previous answer. So what? Huh?
You'll do
Go
well.
ahead. with the
All the
next.
best.
Yep.
Best of luck.
Thank you so much, sir.
All the best.